Hey guys, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro Brandon Card. I want to take you guys on a tour of my Vexus VX21 powered by a Suzuki 250 SS. This is my first year running the Vexus. I'm super excited about it. It's by far the smoothest bass boat that I've ever driven. Love the ride. Also, just how it handles on tight turns is phenomenal. It always stays locked up. Just a great riding boat. Love the way it's laid out. I'm gonna start out by just kind of walking you guys through how it's rigged out, and then we'll kind of talk about the features of the boat. So we'll come on back here in the back. This is my 8th year with Suzuki. Love the Suzuki 250 SS. It's a 4-stroke engine. Like I said, been with them 8 years. Haven't had any problems. Just a super reliable engine. The fuel economy is great. The whole shot top end speed. I love this engine. So I'm running a 4-blade Suzuki 27 pitch prop. The Suzuki lower units are a lower gear ratio, so that means I can turn a higher pitch prop. Also, we got the Suzuki 250 SS hanging on a 10-inch Bob's Machine Shop Action Series jack plate. Love this jack plate. All metal construction, made here in the USA, made in Florida. Super fast. So, you know, if you're running in shallow water, you can trim that jack plate up really quickly. You can get 6 inches of rise just in a matter of seconds. Went with the blue power pole 8-foot blades. I love these blades for shallow water fishing. Super quiet, lock you down. What's cool about this Vexus fiberglass boat is that they actually mount the power poles directly to the transom. So, you know, previously we've had to add brackets to the jack plate to be able to mount the power poles. This is just a lot more rigid and also just a cleaner look. All right, let's roll up here to the console. Went with the 2 Lowrance HDS 12 Lives. I've been using these units for a couple years now. I'm super impressed with the side scan that we have now with the active imaging transducer. Just a really clear, clean, crisp image. The best side scan that I've ever used. So basically I'll have one unit specifically for that with just a little sliver of down scan, and then the other one I'll have my chart with the Navionics mapping and the 2D sonar. You know, these are mounted on the Bass Boat Technologies dual console mount. Just a super rigid mount. It's not going to, you know, flex or anything like that over waves. Also, right under here we have the Suzuki Smart Gauge. So that basically tells me the amount of fuel that I've used, also the hours on the engine, RPMs, everything like that. We're going to talk about the inside of this boat a little more detail here in just a minute, but let's slide up front. This is kind of a work in progress. I have the 12 live here that I have my mapping and 2D sonar, but I will be adding a 9-inch live, you know, specifically for my live sight transducer whenever I get those installed here in a few days. Also, we got the Ultrex again, but I'm going to be swapping that out for the new power pole trolling motor that's coming out later on this year. So really excited about that trolling motor. Got lots of cool technology in that trolling motor that I'm super excited about. Want to just point out one feature here on the boat. The front is forked, so basically what that does, that adds, you know, several inches to each side of the boat to, you know, basically expand the casting deck. So this is really important, like in a team event, when you're fishing side by side. You know, maybe you're on a good crankbait bite and you're parallel on the bank. You know, 2 guys can fish side by side easily. So, you know, definitely like the extra room up here, you know, with that fork in the front. Let's slide down here. Got my Gator Guards keel shield. Been with these guys for many years. You know, this keel shield protects my keel. You know, that way I can beach my boat at the weigh-ins, or even if I'm loading my boat, I can just pull my boat directly on the ramp, go get my truck and trailer, Just really easy to load and unload that way. Now let's hop in the boat. We'll kind of talk about the features that this VX21 has to offer. You know, they've really thought outside the box on a lot of these cool features. So come on, let's go check them out. Alright guys, we're back here at the cockpit of my VX21. There's some super innovative features that I want to touch on. The first is the airwave seats. Basically what this is it's a seat that will take all the shock out of whenever you hit waves. So it'll give and it'll kind of absorb the impact of those waves. You can add air or take air out depending on your size. So you can really dial these seats in to the max comfort to suit you. So super comfortable ride. Right here in the middle we have an oversized cooler that's just huge. It keeps the ice really insulated, keeps it for days. The small area is where we could put the snacks. You can also put your sandwiches, stuff like that. Stuff that you don't want to get wet, you throw over here. So let's slide back here and take a look at the intensive care Livewell system. So basically what the Vexus VX series Livewells have is we have a standard fill and a max fill. And so basically throughout the day when you're just fishing, you know, not really running very far, just keep it on the standard fill. But whenever you're making a long run or maybe running back into weigh in, you know, turn it over to the max fill mode. And so basically what that'll do is it'll fill these Livewells all the way up to the top, all the way to the bottom side of these plexiglass lids. There's a seal on the underside of those lids, and so basically it's going to take all the slosh out of your Livewells. So what happens is if there's air in your Livewells, that water is going to slosh around, which in turn will kind of bang up the fish. When there's no air in your Livewells and it's just all water, those fish are going to be a lot healthier and they're not going to get banged up. So definitely really like these Livewells. They're going to be keeping my catch nice and healthy all year long. On each side of the Livewell we have some oversized compartments here. Just huge areas to store a lot of things. On this side, you know, I'm going to store my spare prop. I got tools. Also, I can throw my rain gear and stuff like that over here on this side. And then over here on the port side, I'm going to just be using, you know, heavier tackle. So spinner bait, swim bait heads, jigs, soft plastic, stuff like that. So plenty of storage back here on the back deck. Let's take a look at the battery compartment and take a look at my Lithium Pro batteries. So basically this year I'm just going to be using 2 Lithium Pro batteries. I got one 36 volt, like an oversized, a 60 amp trolling motor battery, and then over here on this side I'm going to be putting a 12 volt Lithium Pro starting battery. So 2 batteries is all I need for this whole boat. What that does is that takes a lot of weight out of the back of the boat. So I'm going to have a lot quicker hole shot, going to have a better top end speed. So something else that's new for this year is the power pole charge. So this charge will actually help balance these batteries out. So if my starting battery is getting a little low, maybe I've ran the graphs all day long or whatever, the Livewells, it will actually take power from my trolling and it'll send it to my starting. So this power pole charge is a high-tech piece of equipment. Definitely balances my batteries out, but just rocking a 2 battery system this year, saving weight and going to be going faster. So let's go to the front deck and take a look at that. All right, so this is where I'm going to be spending most of my time, up here on the front deck. As you can see, we got a huge fishing platform. This VX21 is 21 foot 11 inches. We got a 97-inch beam, super spacious, especially for team events. 2 guys can fish up there, not a problem. Want to talk about the EVA foam. Got it EVA foam on the lid here in the center, Also, right where I'm sitting right here, this foam dries out a lot quicker than the carpet, so you always have a nice dry area to work on your tackle. Right here in the middle, you know, this can serve as either a rod locker, a second rod locker, or just a tackle storage. I like to keep my tackle here in the middle, so I have my 3700s just laid up the middle. We got room on the sides to put some more boxes, so plenty of space for my tackle boxes. Right here we have a nice drawer that slides out that can, you know, basically you can just put all kinds of stuff. I got my culling stuff in here, you know, extra ropes, you know, got my Navionics chips, stuff like that. All right, let's slide over here. We got the rod locker, super spacious rod locker. I got the rod gloves on here so I can just stack all my rods on top of each other. I got plenty of space to store all my rods and reels. As you can see right here, we have a little shelf. I keep my running lights up there. Also, if you have a rod and reel with treble hooks, you can kind of place it up there. It stays out of the way. So definitely plenty of room over there. We got a day box. You know, this is where I'm going to keep everything that I'll use, you know, for that particular day. So we got Senkos and just some extra hooks, stuff like that. Just stuff you got to grab real quickly. And then we'll slide up here. You know, this compartment is where I'm going to keep, you know, extra line. I got, you know, my safety stuff. I got, you know, flare gun, you know, stuff like that. Extra life jackets, my push pole. So, you know, we have plenty of storage up here on the front deck. That's a wrap for the front deck. Let's go put it on the trailer, guys. Okay guys, we're back here at the ramp. I appreciate y'all tagging along. I hope y'all enjoyed my 2020 boat tour of my Vexus VX21 powered by my Suzuki 250 SS. If you guys are in the market to buy a Vexus, definitely check out my dealer, Rock Outdoors, out of Lexington, North Carolina. They have a huge selection of fiberglass and aluminum Vexus boats. They're also a Suzuki dealer. They're just great people. They're going to treat you right. Check them out at rockoutdoors.com, and we'll see you guys on the water.